Should you buy a Farmall 460? International Harvester made the 460 tractors from 1958 until 1963. Over 33,000 Farmalls and almost an additional 12,000 of the international utility versions. In their day, they were a large frame tractor with a smaller 6-cylinder IH offered, 221 cubic inches. It produced 49.5 horsepower at the PTO and had a 12-gallon per minute hydraulic pump. In many ways, they are the bridge between the first generations of Farmall machines into their modern tractors. They continued the simplistic design with some of the more modern, useful features. These included two-wheel drive, belt drive, hydraulics, a live PTO, torque amplifier, and others. Parts availability continues to be good, with many available in stock at your local IH dealer for the same-day repairs and maintenance that may come up. These tractors are common and robust. They don't make the big power today's machines do, but for a small-scale hay operation, I found them to be darn near perfect. You could get one in diesel, but gas is far more common. That should certainly be a consideration depending on where local stations are and what your farm's on-site fueling options are. For vegetable farming, the utility version is an ideal size with a wide stance to straddle beds. The biggest holdback is the fast hitch. It was a great system IH developed, but never caught on quite like the more popular and still with us today 3-point Ferguson system. However, I'll show you some easy workarounds for that. Other than the commonly brought up issue for the early axles, there really hasn't been issues on these machines. Those early axles will carry over from an earlier, less powerful tractor. The 560s and 660s broke a few, and IH went about upgrading all the axles in 59 and offering free replacements on the 58 tractors. Hasn't been an issue since, but I'll show you the mark to look for if you do happen to have one of those earlier 58 machines. The IH 221 motor is a smooth 6-cylinder, making nearly 50 horsepower. I've kept the factory points with no issues, but I did change out for a spin-on oil filter. Original filters are still available. Many of these tractors did come with the torque amplifier, which is the lever here by the clutch. I also upgraded my headlights to LED, which really help in late evenings. The torque amplifier is not to slow down, but rather amplify torque rather quickly in the field. Using these early torque amplifiers as a way to slow the tractor down can cause premature wear. One of the reasons I really liked the Farmall 460 was common on many tractors of the day, and impossible to get on a new machine. That is, of course, the tricycle or narrow front end. While in some situations it can increase rollover risk, most field applications do not see this come up. Loader work and running over a bale of hay on a hillside could push the center of gravity past its limits. The advantages are incredible turning radius. With or without the brakes applied, these machines can turn on a dime, making field work a breeze. If you are using the tow-behind equipment, you'll actually have to be careful you don't turn too sharply. Fast hitch and 3-point attachments removed from the soil are cake. This maneuverability is what spawned the tractor square dancing of days gone by. Look that one up if you're unfamiliar with the idea. The instrument cluster is simple and easy to use. The shifter is between your legs, and in some gears it can cramp your space a bit. Here you see the belt drive option. I'm missing the pulley, but it's not something I have any use for currently. So are there any reasons to consider against the 460s? Do you need 4-wheel drive? Generally, a field that needs 4-wheel drive is a bit too wet to be in, but sometimes in a field, wet spots sneak up on you when it's a new location. Better tires would have helped me a lot here. Mine are very worn. What about that fast hitch? I have a step on mine that really helps getting on the tractor. The plate was made to get the PTO spacing right for modern equipment. A local metal shop made mine for me at a very small fee. Fast hitch implements are still available, but getting harder to find. You can get 3-point arms for a fast hitch in a number of configurations. These ones are open at the top, and because they aren't attached to one another, they give some wiggle room, more than what a quick hitch style would have. One feature I really like about the fast hitch is the ability to use it like a height adjusting drawbar. both for setting implements proper height and for picking them off the ground if you don't have a jack and they fell off the block. You can certainly make a fast hitch do more work than not, but it is still a slight drawback to consider. How about loaders? I really don't like using a loader on a tricycle front end, but they did make the international utility version that would do just fine. No hydrostatic, of course. Here's that marking I mentioned on the 58 to show the axle has been replaced. I'm sure other shops didn't use a chisel, maybe they used a punch. This is what I have. Gas or diesel, you have your pick. Most 460s were gas and a lot of the 560s were diesel. Overall, I think you can tell I really like my 460. It can't do everything, but it does most of the things that I need it to do. I have smaller tractors and I have some larger tractors, and I can borrow from my father-in-law if I really need to on the big equipment. But overall, I'd buy a second one. In fact, I already have. That's where that 460 utility has come from. Will I buy a third? Probably not, unless I do come across a diesel or something else. But they're very good tractors for the small-scale farmer, and I would definitely consider one for your operation as well. I hope you found this helpful. Like and subscribe, and I'll keep doing some equipment tours around the farm here. Have a great day.